How's it hanging? Nice to meet you. I'm Nick, a solo game dev from Switzerland working on a metroidvania game called Aestik. This is the beginning of a devlog series about the development of the game. Devlogs on YouTube seem to be pretty popular these days, and if it's about fame, I'm a little bit. More on that in a second though, let me talk a little bit about my personal lore first. So, who am I? I've recently completed my bachelor's degree in game art and 3D animation, and now I want to taste that sweet fruit of making games and actually releasing them. I've always been passionate about games as well as 2D art. It just appeals more to me to create worlds drawing them than modeling, which I still like to do, so don't get me wrong. Even though I've played and loved games from all different kinds of genres, I'm especially a big fan of metroidvanias because of their ability to immerse players in mysterious worlds that are just waiting to be explored. I also love 2D platformers, so this subgenre is kinda just made for me. The most inspiring games for me regarding my goals as a game developer are probably the Dark Souls series as well as the indie game Hollow Knight. There are countless other games that inspired me, though I believe that these two had the largest impact on me. It seems kinda basic these days, but that's just how it is. If you know any cool metroidvania games I might not know, please tell me. I'm always looking for new games to put my time into instead of being actually productive. I'd be lying though if I didn't say that as an individual, the game that shaped me the most might just be Party Pig's Farmyard games for the Wii. Life was so much easier back then. So, what is Aestik? Aestik is the game I'm currently working on. It started out as my bachelor project, but now I've been working on this thing for like a year. I'm not sure how long it is exactly, but it's been quite some time. Anyway, Aestik is a hand-drawn 2D metroidvania game. The game focuses on exploration, combat and platforming while learning about the mysteries of the world and meeting its inhabitants. I really want players to immerse themselves in the game's world. That's why believable world building, fitting art and interesting characters are key. Achieving this goal means utilizing all of the skills required for game development. That means programming, design, art and sound. I've been working on most of the skills for my whole life, so that's a good starting point. Only the programming part was pretty hard to wrap my head around at first, but I've been learning quite a bit for the last 2 years. I'm working on the game using Unity as my engine of choice because reasons. All of the art is made with Photoshop using my Wacom Cintiq 16 as well as my magic hands. I really am getting good at pressing controls, you know. A good game also needs some juicy sound effects as well as music, right? For that I'm using Ableton Live and like any object that can make a sound, including myself. So what's already there? As I've mentioned before, I've been working on Aestik for quite some time now, so you might believe that there's already some stuff there. And there is already some stuff there, but it's probably less than you think. Keep in mind that a big chunk of the time was put into learning. I'm still reworking so many of my old scripts because I'm much wiser now than I was when I first wrote them. Content-wise, there's about half an hour of gameplay at the current state of the game. There are 3 locations to explore, 6 enemy types and 3 bosses from which you fight 2 of in one playthrough. There are also 3 abilities to unlock and some collectibles. I will go more into detail about Aestik's mechanics and content at a later date. This video is really just kind of an overview. So that's it for the introduction of the project. If there's anything specific you want me to talk about, feel free to write it in the comments. I might even talk about some of the smaller projects I've worked on in the past, so stay tuned for more. And don't forget to leave your wife, subscribe to Chanel and hit that bell. Yeah. Don't you have anything to do? I mean, thanks for your support, that's really cool, but there's actually nothing more to see here. For real, I have no reason to lie to you. If there's one thing that I can say for sure, and I mean that, it's that there's really nothing more to see.